Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Watch my video and subscribe my channel. Hope Logan and Liam Spencer reunite as Carter Walton fights for their engagement. Hope Logan's engagement to Carter Walton meets ultimate test when she reconnects with ex-husband Liam Spencer after his brain tumor crisis was exposed as Dr. Grace Buckingham's cruel hoax. Hope's engagement in crisis as Liam's fake diagnosis reignites old flames. The medical lie that could end everything. Los Angeles is humming with the fallout from Dr. Grace Buckingham's brutal lie. And let me tell you, the ripples are about to become tidal waves. Hope Logan felt she was losing the father of her kid to a brain tumor. Turns out, total fabrication. But here's where it gets juicy. This phony medical crisis might have unwittingly exposed the truth about where Hope's heart really lays, and Carter Walton's engagement ring is looking less safe by the minute. A trauma bond that won't break. When Liam Spencer felt he was dying, guess who went to his side? Not his ex-wife, Steffi Forrester. Nope. It was Hope Logan, the woman who's apparently moved on with the Forrester COO. The way Hope sacrificed everything, and I mean everything, to help Liam through this nightmare? That's not how you act around your ex when you're arranging a wedding with someone else. She's been by his side continuously, offering the kind of deep emotional support that has reunion written all over it. And now that the truth is out, Hope's relief that Liam isn't dying is mingled with a wrath at Grace that's honestly kind of protective. Very wifely, if you ask me. Liam isn't hiding his gratitude either. He's openly thanking Hope for being his rock. And we all know what happens when these two start leaning on each other emotionally. They've been down this road before. Remember the Beth kidnapping saga? Another Buckingham family crime that drew them together via shared trauma. History has a funny way of repeating itself in Salem. I mean Los Angeles. Carter's fighting a battle he's already lost. Poor Carter Walton. The man's defending his engagement like it's the Alamo, but even Ridge Forrester can see the writing on the wall. When Ridge, of all people, the king of romantic waffling, tells you to analyze your future and true desires, that's code for your fiancé is in love with someone else, buddy. What's Carter's response? He's doubling down hard. Despite Daphne Rose circling like a wonderfully fragrant vulture, Carter's keeping resolute. He's professing his commitment to Hope to anyone who'll listen. But here's the thing about desperation. It has a very specific smell, and Carter's definitely reeking of it right now. When you're making urgent appeals to your fiancé's quasi-stepfather about your relationship while she's holding her ex-husband's hand at his bedside, that's not confidence. That's denial dressed up in a three-piece suit. The truth nobody wants to say out loud. Let's be real for a second. We've observed Carter go through this exact process before. Maya, Zoe, Paris, Quinn, the man proposes faster than most people buy coffee, and it always ends the same way. He's the romantic placeholder, the safe choice, until the heroine understands where her heart truly rests. And Hope? She might be wearing Carter's ring, but her actions are screaming Liam's name. The magnetic pull between them isn't just visible. It's practically burning our displays on fire. She's preferring to spend her time with Liam, not planning her wedding, not supporting her fiancé against Daphne's attempts. She's with Liam. Ridge sees it. We see it. Heck, I bet even tiny Beth Spencer sees it when she watches her parents together. The only person who doesn't see it? Carter. Or maybe he does, and that's why he's fighting so hard. What happens when the dust settles? Here's my forecast, and mark my words, this is going down before sweeps week. Hope's going to have her moment of enlightenment. Maybe it'll be when she sees Liam playing with Beth. Maybe it'll be another close call that reminds her how much she can't lose him. But that engagement to Carter? It's got an expiration date stamped all over it. The real question isn't if Hope will go back to Liam. It's how Carter will handle the rejection. Will he finally learn from his record of hurried proposals? Or will he quickly rebound with Daphne, perpetuating his cycle of being everyone's second choice? My money's on door number 2. with a side of "I should have seen this coming." And what about Grace? She might have committed a crime, but she unwittingly did Lope fans a favor. Her deception placed Hope and Liam into an emotional pressure cooker that's melting away all the boundaries between them. Sometimes the worst people accidentally do the best things. The bottom line that has everyone talking. This isn't about a fake brain tumor anymore. This is about a real love that refuses to die, no matter how many times these two try to bury it. Carter can make all the declarations he wants. Daphne can flutter her eyelashes until they fall off, and Ridge can dispense wisdom like a fortune cookie factory. But at the end of the day, some couples are just meant to be. Hope and Liam have weathered affairs, baby exchanges, wicked in-laws, and now phony medical crises. If that's not a sign from the soap gods that they belong together, I don't know what is. Carter's engagement was dead from the moment Hope heard Liam could be dying. She simply hasn't recognized it yet. But she will. Oh, she absolutely will. And when she does, get ready for pyrotechnics, broken hearts, and the kind of dramatic encounter that makes us recall why we can't stop watching this show. Taylor and Brooke are impatient. Will Ridge make the decision? The bold and the beautiful spoilers record that Taylor Hayes' patience is gradually dwindling. Ironically, Brooke Logan shares her long-standing rival's emotions on the same matter. Ridge Forrester's matrimonial decision. Ridge accepted Taylor's engagement offer before to what proved to be a dramatic and life-altering trip to Italy. Brooke's fall into the sea and her subsequent rescue by Ridge was a watershed moment, with a soapy pun indicated. Kay's character told Brooke that he would make it right. It looked to indicate he would terminate his engagement and reconnect with Brooke, perhaps remarrying her for a mind-blowing 9th time. Yet, upon returning to Los Angeles, Ridge hasn't acted on his word to Brooke. Ridge Forrester wants both women. Viewers see what hasn't changed. Ridge loves Brooke and Taylor, with Budig's character being his backup companion, fiancé, wife, or whatever they've agreed to during the years. Taylor has enabled this behavior in recent years, allowing herself to believe that Ridge's promise to commit to her a few years ago would last. It didn't. There was the recast from Krista Allen to Budig, and so the loop continues. Ridge wanted Taylor months ago because he decided Brooke couldn't break her implosion cycle. He saw that repeat when his loathed paternal brother, Nick Marone, came to town. Nevertheless, Ridge's feelings reverted to his baseline after he pulled Brooke from the Italian waters and resuscitated her. Taylor Hayes leaves town again. Taylor couldn't take what transpired after Ridge returned to Brooke in the recent past. That's when Allen's addition of this legacy character left and eventually resurfaced in the guise of daytime veteran Budig. Insecurity, uncertainty, unease, or however one wants to term it, was felt by Taylor this summer. So she took the initiative and pressed Ridge about remarriage, which would be their third. He accepted, but then Nick reappeared, and that pushed a button inside Ridge's mind. He can't stomach the thought of that specific man reuniting with Brooke. So, would Taylor still want to be in California if she loses Ridge again? Brooke Logan's belief is right until proven wrong. Devoted viewers know that Nick's been married to Brooke and Taylor. He was also linked with Brooke and Eric's daughter, Bridget Forrester. So, Ridge clearly views Nick as a real threat, and Brooke remains fond of him. Brooke's readiness to hope that she and Ridge will finally be reunited is sensible. Any woman who has married another guy 8 times is justified in thinking 9 could be the charm, or at least the next in the sequence of couplings. Something unexpected will need to happen to prevent Brooke's prediction of destiny from repeating. As of this point in the plot, Taylor and Nick don't have the power to prevent Ridge and Brooke from getting back together. But they're not there yet, which is creating the ongoing stretch of the storyline. Luna's new scheme, Elektra's sudden shift, sends Will into a tailspin. The bold and the beautiful spoilers show that Luna Nozawa is getting better by the day. Her survival and recovery are unbelievably remarkable and create the potential for her to target Will Spencer. Luna felt enamored with Will when she first saw him. that happened while his father, Bill Spencer, was concealing Luna's existence in his home. Viewers were taken on a startling pleasure trip from that moment in the plot to where Luna lives now. Her grandparents, Lee Nozawa and Sheila Carter Sharp, had established an alliance that evolved due of Luna's imagined death. Lee Nozawa's efforts are heartfelt. Lee loathes Luna's mother. Poppy Nozawa lived a reckless life that includes Lee misconceiving an affair with her now ex-husband, Jack Finnegan. Viewers recall that Lee was mortified that her long-held assumption proved untrue, as a forced DNA test that she ordered proved Jack wasn't Luna's father. Far more surprisingly, John Finn Finnegan was confirmed as Luna's father. That event lit Lee ablaze, and she hasn't been able to endure the sight of Poppy ever since. Then Luna tried to kill more people and was shot herself. Lee's ability to save Luna drastically impacted her perspective, with pity for her horrific childhood serving to produce the faked death scenario. Sheila understands it all, furthering what's become a tighter friendship. Sheila Carter Sharp had no love for the Forresters. Sheila was the benefactor of a shift as well. Steffi Forrester Finnegan has substantially softened her opinion about Finn's biological mother. Wood's character knows that Sheila risked her life to save Liam Spencer's. Being part of that chaotic scene at the beach house changed the relationship Steffi and Sheila had. But will it remain on the upswing by the time Wood's character returns from her vacation? Luna wants Will. Sheila earlier pushed her to make a move for him. However, life-altering events have happened since that phase of the tale. So, Sheila may no longer support Luna's renewed objectives or her even being in Los Angeles, California. Electra Forrester has developed her feelings. Electra Forrester feels intensely about her first love, Will. He has more relationship experience than she, which made Luna believe there was an opening. Will wasn't drawn to Luna. Eventually, he found her annoying and subsequently wanted nothing to do with her. But that was before he agreed to wear a wire and entrap her. Luna drawing a pistol on what would be a game ender for anyone. However, Luna isn't an ordinary person. She has exaggerated ideals, which involve pairing with him after she's fully recovered. But Electra's recent change of heart implies that the naive factor Luna was banking on, where she considered Grace's character as inferior, may soon be over. Will drugged Lainey and Zen bond Lee's panic? The Bold and the Beautiful recap is officially here for Monday, August 18th, 2025. Here today's episode, Luna Nozawa drugs Will Spencer. Lainey dances with Zen Forrester Dominguez. Meanwhile, Lee Finnegan finds Luna is missing. Will Spencer's party. At Il Giardino, Will and Electra Forrester walk in. The promoted young man gushes about how fantastic the place looks. The restaurant owner says what occurs at the party remains at the party. Deacon Sharp exits to go to business, leaving Will and Electra alone to chat. While they talk, Sheila Carter Sharp watches from afar. Later, the restaurant is crowded with people and music is pounding from the speakers. Lainey approaches Will. This is the young Sally Spectra, doppelganger from the preview clip. She is also one of the countless interns that were brought aboard Forrester Creations several months ago. They talk about business for a minute. Then she attempts to lure him over to the dance floor. However, Will says he will meet her over there in a minute. Electra shows up just as Lainey is leaving. Read this. Find out what occurred in the last episode of B&B. Luna Nozawa escapes. At the medical suite, Luna glances at her phone. The young woman is on social media, staring at a photo of Electra. Lee comes running in, so Luna puts her phone face down. The doctor is all suited up. The aunt/grandmother doesn't enjoy leaving Luna there all alone. She begs the young woman not to go into any trouble. Lee will be meeting with a lawyer soon to come up with a plan. Luna comments she has a plan, too. The only plan she needs is to reform herself, the doctor replies. The minute that Lee leaves, Luna picks a black outfit from the dresser. Sheila and Deacon hide into the apartment as the party is going on. The waitress makes a statement about how much money Katie Logan spent on Will's party. Deacon reminds her that the party is making them a ton of dough. They decide to get frisky. Deacon says she should get back to the party. Sheila thinks everything is okay. Eventually they discuss about Luna. Unexpected drugging. Back at the party, Luna walks in looking like Wednesday Addams with pink spectacles. Meanwhile, Will and Electra converse with Zend. She slinks up to the bar and then apologizes for being late. The bartender didn't realize Deacon had hired anyone yet, but offers her a tray and directions. Luna wanders over to the table and lets him grab his own burger as Luna faces the other direction, then quietly walks away. Nobody observes anything. Everyone at Will's table puts on masks. Back at the bar, Luna grabs a bottle. The bartender exclaims, "Not that thing, it should be forbidden. It doesn't even have an odor." Before taking off, the bartender advises Luna to get rid of it before someone mistakes it for vodka. Will sneaks over to the bar while Luna's back is turned. He wants another vodka cocktail. Everyone at the party is dancing while drinking with masks on. Electra makes an announcement. It's a toast for Will's party. When the music comes back on, Will and Electra kiss. Then, the brunette asks Will to get her another drink. At the bar, Will waits for new drinks. Luna smiles as the bartender snatches the wrong bottle, the one she was supposed to get rid of. Read this. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Thomas Forrester married when he comes back next month? Later, Deacon and Will reconcile. The restaurant owner is going to hang out with his wife. A drunk Will, still wearing the mask, thanks him and gets back to partying. Lainey dances with Zend while Luna gawks at Will, who gulps down another drink. Luna smiles as she can sense that Will is starting to lose his balance a bit. Lee Finnegan's panic. Back at the medical suite, Lee returns. Soon, she realizes that the young woman is gone. She calls Sheila, who is painting her toes. Lee tells her that Luna is gone. Hope Logan and Liam Spencer reunite as Carter Walton fights for their engagement was not just a headline in Los Angeles society circles, but the heartbeat of a new bold and the beautiful saga, one where every character, every family, every hidden truth and buried emotion collided like fault lines under the city, shaking lives apart in ways that could never be glued back together. Because when Grace Buckingham's cruel medical deception unraveled and the million-dollar lie about Liam's brain tumor collapsed in front of the Spencers, the Forresters, the Logans, and even the tangential outsiders who thought they had no stake in this war, the true cost wasn't just Bill Spencer's money or Liam's false near-death. It was the rediscovery of a love that refused to be buried, a trauma bond turned lifeline between Hope Logan and Liam Spencer. A connection that Carter Walton's ring on Hope's finger could never outshine, no matter how dazzlingly it caught the light of the Forrester boardroom. Because what Hope and Liam shared wasn't convenience, wasn't infatuation, wasn't a safety net, but the kind of messy, painful, enduring bond forged through baby swaps, affairs, betrayals, near-death shootings, kidnappings, and now a fake brain tumor diagnosis that pulled them into the same orbit all over again. And as Carter looked on, helpless but determined, trying to fight with dignity and rational declarations of loyalty, everyone from Ridge to Brooke to Bill to Steffi knew that he was fighting. A battle already lost. A war already decided in the quiet looks between Hope and Liam, in the way she stroked his hand when he trembled. In the fury, she spat at Grace not just as a victim of fraud, but as a wife who had almost lost her husband. And in the way Liam thanked her again and again with a gratitude that sounded more like love vows than platitudes, their voices echoing with the same rhythm as when they held Beth together after the baby swap exposure, as when they clung to each other. During Thomas's manipulations, as when they faced down Steffi's gravitational pull, because history was repeating itself. Only this time Carter was the one shoved into the role Thomas, Wyatt, and others had played before, the placeholder, the man who was good, kind, solid, safe, but not the one, and Carter, for all his strength, was no match for Destiny. And as Daphne Rose prowled around him like a velvet-voiced temptress, offering him an exit strategy, the scent of his desperation grew stronger. The way he pressed his case to Ridge, begging the Forrester patriarch to talk sense into Hope, the way he tried to rope Brooke into speeches about commitment, all while Hope slipped away to Liam's side again and again, her eyes burning with tears of relief every time she remembered he wasn't dying, her laughter breaking loose when she realized she could dream again of Beth growing up with both parents, her heart already making the choice her lips hadn't confessed, and Ridge, torn between his own eternal Brooke Taylor tug-of-war, recognized in Hope the same confusion that had plagued him for decades, warning Carter with rare clarity that you can't force love to stay where it doesn't belong, even as Carter puffed his chest, insisting he was no rebound, no consolation prize, that his history of failed engagements didn't define this one. But we all knew, the viewers knew, the families knew, even little Beth probably knew, that Hope's engagement had an expiration date, and when the dust settled, it wouldn't be Carter holding her hand at the altar, but Liam. Because the truth about Hope and Liam wasn't just in the smiles and the touches. It was in the way every crisis drew them together, in the way even Grace's cruelty had unintentionally reignited their flame, proving that sometimes villains accelerate destiny by forcing heroes to confront what really matters. And as Grace faced the threat of prison, as Finn and Bridget unraveled the fraud with surgical precision, as Bill seethed over being conned, as Steffi tried to balance her marriage and her feelings about Liam's survival, as Ridge and Brooke circled each other in yet another Italian-fueled dance of fate, the central fact remained undeniable. Hope Logan and Liam Spencer were endgame, no matter how many rings Carter bought, no matter how many vows he rehearsed.